The solar industry will not be complete without talking about safety. So the very first thing before you even start learning about what is solar system or what is solar energy, how to size the solar component, how to install the solar components, how to maintain the solar component, or even how to make money in the power generation business. The very first thing we have to consider is safety. So as an engineer or as an aspiring engineer who develops passion to work in the power generation business, you have to be grounded in safety for the sole purpose of your life, the life of the people that you are working with, and for the safety of the properties, the components that you will be working with. Else, if peradventure anything happens to you, the equipment, we know how costly materials are. That will be the end of the project. So before you even start learning about what is solar, let's us talk about safety first, so that as we progress, as you are working in the field, you know that you were told. In the engineering profession, you hear we will always say safety first. Safety first. So let's consider that safety first. As an engineer, we all know that you'll be exposed to risky situations which will need careful planning. It will need careful planning. There is no industry, even in your house, even while you are driving, even while you are walking on the streets, we are exposed to risky situations. So you have to always be safety conscious, not only when you are working in the field or when you are an engineer. You can take a closer look at the picture we are having here. We say safety first. You can see what happened to this person. He's gone. His life is no more. You can see the image we have equally put forward here before you. So we are not saying that working in the power business is synonymous with risks. We are taking a closer look at safety in general. Whether you are working in your house, you are a teacher, you are a medical doctor, and if you are working in the power generation business, we will try to make it a general concept, then we narrow it down to the power generation business. So first of all, what is safety all about? What is this safety we want to talk about? Safety simply means the precautionary measures we must observe while working on site to avoid damage to lives and properties. There are those precautionary measures you have to take while you are working inside of your house, your facility, so that you don't cause damage to your properties and you don't injure your life. If you are no more, the business, the installation will continue. So we don't want that to happen. So that is the reason we bring this topic. It's most times people overlook safety, but for the success of your brand, your company, you have to have an in-depth understanding of the concept safety, then you put it into practice. So while learning about safety, why do we have to learn about safety in the solar industry in particular, or in our day-to-day life in general? Learning about safety is not about the size of your organization. That is what you should know. Even if it's a one-man business, an organization with 10 staffs, or in your home, safety must be top of your priority while working. So whether you are in the house, your organization is, maybe you are a sole proprietor, a sole proprietorship business, you are working in a big firm, we are saying that safety must always be your priority. So training business leaders or managers about business without an in-depth knowledge about safety is building on a sinking sand. The business is sitting on a time bomb ready to explode. You are only creating a successful financial business in an unsafe environment, and the unsafe environment will ruin the business success. So irrespective of what you are doing, you are training your staff. Like now, we are training people in the power generation business, not solar energy alone. We have to make safety our code of conduct. It is enshrined in our code of conduct, because if life is lost while we are executing any project, it tarnishes the image of our company. So it's very crucial when you have new students coming into your industry, coming into your solar company, coming in to learn with you. Please and please, let safety be the very first thing you should teach your student, so that people don't get injured, so that equipment don't get damaged while they are executing any projects. Business growth is achieved when safety is at the core of any company, as lives and properties will be preserved. That is exactly what we are saying. Imagine maybe peradventure, God forbid, something happened to your staff, your training, the company will be affected. But if you always work in a safe environment, a secure environment, free from any accidents, there will always be business success. Learning about safety will enable professionals fix complex safety problems and avert loss of lives and properties from occurring. If you have what you know cannot kill you, what you know can never kill you. So if you have a solid foundation about safety, you will always know how to address complex safety problems. You will not allow it to even start in the first place. So safety is very important in this industry. Safety first. As an engineer, the safety of lives and property depends on what you know before, during, and after any project execution. What this actually means is before you move to site. Understand the risks involved in each of the installation process. Understand if you want to climb the roof, you have to be fully kitted, you have to use ladder, you have to use scaffold. If you are walking, you have to make sure that all your equipment are in good working condition. So that alone will avert accidents from even happening. So educating the workforce on safety, investing time and money into learning about safety will help develop a safety-like memory into your workforce, which will help avert dangers from happening. That is exactly what we are saying. Health and safety is the law. Health and safety is the law. We have safety laws. If your organization don't know that we have safety laws, please, if you violate safety laws, you will be punished. So breaking health and safety rule is serious offense against the law, and it's punishable by law. This is a very dangerous situation. Let's consider what is hazard. That is by way of introduction. Let's dive into hazard. What is hazard? So we are saying that hazard is anything with the potential of causing injury to personnel or damage to property. You are walking in your house, the house is fully tiled, your floor is tiled, and a water spill on the floor. You don't look for a way to mop the floor. Well, we always know what is the resultant effects of that. So if you are installing solar system and you are leaving all these things like this, it's risky. It's risky. So this is hazardous. So hazard is anything with the potential of causing injury to personnel or damage to property. This thing can cause fire outbreak. What you are seeing here can cause fire outbreak. It's always good you arrange your cable very well, put them inside of dust pipe, and always be professional in your own approach. Let's look at HSE. HSE. What is the meaning of HSE? HSE refers to health, safety, and environment. So when we are talking about safety, we are not talking about human lives alone. We are talking about human life. We are talking about the people working with you, the life of your staff. We are talking about the safety of the components, the properties you are working with. And we are equally talking about the environment that you are working, because if the environment is not free from hazard or anything that can cause harm to human lives, the purpose of this training will be defeated. So when we are talking about safety, we are talking about human life, our health, the life of people we are working with, the properties or the facility we are working with, and the environment. So HSE is the section within a company with the responsibility to observe. That is a very separate section in any company. You should always have your HSE team. If you are a big company, you have to incorporate the HSE team into your company. They are in charge of safety. When we are talking about safety, there are the people that are responsible. So it's this section within a company with the responsibility to observe, protect, and ensure that works are carried out within occupational health and safety rules, along with environmental protection. Along with what? Environmental protection. There's something we call near miss. We are trying to define some concepts. Near miss or near misses. Some people will call it near misses or near miss. What do we actually mean by near miss? What do we actually mean by near miss? There are unwanted events which, under different circumstances, will have resulted in an injury. That means it almost resulted in an injury, but maybe putting safety measures while you are working will prevent such from happening. It would have happened, but because you put protective mechanism measures, safety measures, it did not happen. So those events are called near miss. There are unwanted events which, under different circumstances, will have resulted in injury. So accidents in an organization have many attendant effects, not only to the damage it poses on employees, the assets, the environment, but it dents the company's reputation in many ways. We have said this. If your company, maybe because of carelessness, somebody's life is lost in the global community, you are rated down, you are underrated. So please ensure that you are always safety conscious. So near miss today could be an accident tomorrow. Report all near miss. You can see that this happening, if not by divine intervention, it would have landed in this man's head. But thank God it didn't happen. You can see this person unsafe acts. You can unsafe condition. This thing caught, the rope here caught, and this person was here, and you see what has happened. This is a near miss, but this is an accident. This is a near miss, but this one has resulted in an accident. So there must always be precautionary measures put in place to protect life, the environment, properties, and the people you are working with. So this is a near miss. This is an unsafe act, unsafe condition, and this is an accident. So we are saying you should ensure you always work in a safe condition. Equally, you can see from nowhere this hammer landed on this man's head, but the effects will not be that much because this man was fully kitted. There is an helmet on top of his head, else there would have been a serious impact on this person. So this near miss, you can see with these safety boots, this man's leg or will be protected. He is marching on a very sharp object, but because there was safety measures already in place, there were safety measures already in place, the effects will not be that much.